what COVID-19 has done, where we stand now, and the effects that it's had on our business in the general. Because I think every time I go out, it's more pronounced, the amount of people that ask us like how our business is, how is it affected. People are very curious on the real estate front. And I think for us, when it first hit, Georgia was delayed. We weren't like the Northeast, but I think for us, when it happened, the amount of people that were affected and the businesses that were completely opposite from what we thought, especially in the medical like our medical practitioners and the medical field. But it was almost catastrophic to us because we had pulled millions of dollars of real estate either off market, we retracted. The level of uncertainty was through the roof. And I think as soon as Governor Kemp opened up the shelter warning and people kind of were allowed to go back and start their lives again, I think instantly for us, it opened back up. Showing numbers went up, activity levels went up, offerings went up, and it was probably the busiest 60-day stretch that we've had since I got into business 13 plus years ago. And that was interesting because you knew that unemployment was going up. You have now 40 plus million unemployed, but you knew obviously that there was still a ton employed. I think it was factors that they were in the house with their families, realized they needed more space, didn't want to keep doing their do-it-yourself projects, knew the interest rates were lower than they've ever been, and wanted to capitalize on that. And so I think the buyers jumped out of the market like crazy. But now, since that influx, we now are having a massive housing shortage. And it's unique because it's like a double edge where it's a really good time to be a seller and it's also a really good time to be a buyer. But those that are buyers, that are coming from a selling position, meaning they've got to sell their house first. They're not putting their house up for sale until they have a place to move to, but there's nowhere to go. So you have this like stalemate right now. I don't know when that will change. I think a lot of people are waiting through the election. They're waiting for a vaccine of COVID. So I think we have 6 to 8 months before we see any shifts. So I think we're going to continue to have low rates. We'll continue to have a housing shortage. So it's a really good time for both sides, but it will be interesting between now and honestly through the election. So we'll see what happens there.